how it goes. But I'm going to do like, hey, we're going to be doing another episode on this. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Hangout podcast. We are on season 4, episode 4. So we got the double fours today. This is a special episode. I typically have these on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, but I want to introduce you to one of my absolute favoriteest people. We have met each other like for 4 years. Irina's on my team. Irina, please just say hi to everybody and give us like a little bit of a, a background on you. But we are going to be talking about the secrets of CEOs and why is my business broke? So this is going to be fun.
Hey everyone, and yeah, Kiley is like also my big sister, and we've had so much fun working together over the years, and it's been just a pleasure. I think it's a blessing to meet people along your way, your professional journey, and meet like amazing people that will become your lifetime friends, or like almost family to me.
Absolutely. I feel the same way.
Yeah, and so as for me, I have been an online business manager for about 5 years now, like going online. And before that, I was working like a regular corporate job, just climbing the ladder and not very happy with that. So I quit and I became what I am today. Before I actually became the big manager in my company at the time, I left and become my own kind of boss, I suppose, but not really, because I really serve my clients. And how I do that is I help businesses declutter, and I become the problem. Like, I soak in everything from the CEO and disperse, organize, coordinate with the rest of the team so that everything else flows. So think of me as a coordinator, of like an orchestra, and the CEO being like the composer of the song. So they come up with the creative ideas and everything, and they come to me, and then I distribute that to the members of the musicians of the orchestra, and make it so that the song comes together nicely. Everyone knows their part. Everyone intervene when it's their turn, and to the volume of whatever they want, without the composer to go crazy and nuts over who is making that noise in the background that I am hearing, and I do not know why is it there. It's not there in my song.
That's funny. Irina, you said it so more eloquently than I did and I like that composer's thought, that vision, because that is true. You cannot have a beautiful song without everybody knowing what parts they're playing, right? So I say, like, Irina is the best traffic cop that you know, right? She's at that stop sign telling everybody which way to go, because otherwise you would have complete chaos, you would have accidents, and you would have a lot of broken stuff. So that is what I say you are on my team. You are, we do team weekly meetings, and Irina leads the meeting. She's got her whole agenda set up so people aren't like stepping on each other, and you really, really get a lot of stuff done by then. There's no other ways that you can scale and grow without having an Irina on your team.
Well, yeah, I would agree with you, because it's just like you would be trying to build a house and also like design the house in your mind, and then running around to get all of the materials and also getting everybody to do their job. Like, it's just not scalable if you want to be a real architect with the vision, and if you want to build an entire city. You cannot do everything with and managing the whole operations, it's just not feasible because we're all just humans, and however much we want to like duplicate and clone ourselves, unfortunately that technology is not there yet. And so yeah.
Nobody wants to clone a Kylie. I can tell you that right now. No ways. So the thing of it is as me talking to as many businesses, with my business in a box, I do two things. I either help startups start up and start a company, or I help companies that are already existing scale and grow.
Mm.
And I get to talk to so many of them, and they're almost in tears, so many of them, because they don't know where to go. If they're an existing business, it's broken. There's like a bicycle with spokes. If something is broken, your bicycle is going to be broken, and you
Yeah.
cannot possibly be effective. So then you really get irritated. You don't know where it's going. You don't know why. And I just want to think that to me is the pain points of
Oh.
most businesses. Irina, how would you, like in your field, you take, now you're coming on, I'm just bringing you on. How do you kind of like get into the CEO's mind and help them unravel where their issues are in their team? I think that would be a great place to start.
So I think the first thing that every CEO, whenever they want to bring to onboard an OBM or a DBM, as they call it, for digital instead of
Mhm.
online, is to really sit with the CEO and audit where do they waste most of their time,
Mhm.
and is it really necessary that they are the one doing that very thing? Let's say, for example, um, I spend my day replying to Slack messages. Okay, right. For some reason, Kylie,
Mhm.
your side of the video seems to be going on and off, so I'm not quite sure.
Huh.
But anyways,
It looks
so
good
I
on
was
my side.
saying, okay, all right, maybe it's on my side then, technology. So, okay, what kind of Slack messages are we receiving? It's all the quick questions from the team all day because they are writing my copy, my this, my that, and they have quick questions on, oh, where can I find the headshot for this post or whatever? What kind of image should I use for this? Because I know that we have a template, or maybe we don't have a template, but we have a brand or whatever. But do you have a specific image that you want to use for this? And all of these, so you spend like 2 hours a day if you put them all together, just replying to those teeny tiny bits of questions. But that is not where you should be putting your efforts, because that means those are not bringing in money. They are maintaining the
Mhm.
existing money, but eventually, but they are not bringing in more money. But so that is not really like like bringing in the money in the first place, doing the sales calls and thinking of the vision for the company and all of these networking. That needs to be done by you personally. No one else in the team can do that
Right.
for the business. And so if you spend 2 hours a day just with Slack messages that are not bringing in more money, that is a red flag.
Right.
And so you have to like really audit where the time waste where is the time going, and then from there taking actions on, okay, we can delegate these probably to a team member, or to me, like I should be handling that with the team. Or if it's something that you're doing, like checking emails or managing inboxes, that can be done by somebody else as well. But we need to audit where is it that you
Mhm.
waste time and it's frustrating for you. And yeah, so that's like the first step to me on how to fix someone's business.
I think too, also just on that note, think about this. And it can be Slack, text, message, email, phone, whatever it is, however it is you communicate with your team. And
Yes.
maybe you don't have a team. So then therefore it's even worse because it's all on you. And that is not feasible. There's just so many different there's so much different software and different help that you can get today to run your business. But if you take that, 3 hours of loosey goosey stuff that you're not really being productive, how much does that actually really cost you? Because you're
Yeah.
not doing what your gifts and talents are. My gifts and talents are not doing Excel sheets and trying to write copy and doing things. I'm a big picture person. I want to dump it on Irina. I want to say, this is the big picture. Now, how can you help orchestrate the team to get it done? And then bam, it's done. And 2 days later, Irina and we have a 15-minute catch-up call every other day, 2 days a week, whatever it might be for your team. And she's filled me in. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome, Irina. Tell me what else is going on in the business, So that's exactly where you want it.
Exactly. I think every CEO needs to have an exit plan to the day-to-day operations, because the whole point of being a CEO of a company is not to run the operations. Like, no CEO ever in the whole history of CEOs, you would see them sit in the office or anywhere online, trying to figure out if one task was done and what happened to that particular tiny task. Like, that is not how it's supposed to be. And so you really have to set your, how do I say that, like, your priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
the only way to really skyrocket your success as a CEO. Because, like you said, everybody has their talent. The reason why you are a CEO in the first place is because you started with your dream, your passion, whatever that might look like for you. Is it graphic design? Is it coaching, helping other people?
Mm-hmm.
Is it whatever it is that you're doing? But it was never to run a team it was never that. That's nobody's. That's my passion. That's nobody else's passion.
Right.
you know.
I like that. So, and this is for you guys, this is for no matter what area your business is. If you are a startup, you've got to be able to have somebody really take what's in your mind and write it out so that you've got some SOPs. So you've got, if you're a coach, how do you onboard clients? If you have a podcast, what's the systems that you have in place to go get great guests like Irina, to go, there has to be automations, or it will fail and you will be sitting there pulling out your hair, crying your eyes out because you've wasted money and you feel it didn't happen. So Irina, just name a couple of like various different, not the tasks, but projects that you've worked on. Like, it could be events or podcasts or whatever it is that people are doing in their business. I think that would be interesting for people to see what are some of the things that you've worked on.
So I think the biggest, I've mostly worked on the marketing side of a business, just because that's mostly, especially online,
Mm-hmm.
and marketing and sales, I guess, because it includes, like you said, just the onboarding. So I've helped my clients with mapping out their onboarding process and really just get that visual of how it works, and then have the team build it out for them. Obviously, I would manage and coordinate with the team to get it done properly, test out and everything. That's one thing. Or maybe like marketing campaigns, whenever you have an event, you have something that you want to promote, or just regular campaigns throughout the year, like nurturing ones to keep your audience and your people interested and in your little cocoon of of like a market, basically. And all of these things that I've helped. And when you sounded like that, it's like, oh, but I already have, I already do my marketing. But is it done in a way that does not require your very every drop of your soul to
Mm-hmm.
get it done? Like, do you have to be there, um do you have to be there all the time, right, to
Right.
like get
Right.
the campaign done? So like marketing campaigns, webinars, course
Mhm.
launches, like getting those set up and created and all of that with the team. Um, yeah, or even like smaller project like updating websites,
Right.
design things if you have like an in-person event and you want to like, and on the team management side, creating the onboarding for the team, because that's very important, or offboarding if you need to like let them go for whatever reason, because it happens,
Right.
and training them throughout that, like managing the growth of the team and retaining the talents. That's also part of like my role basically.
I want to talk about two things too, because Irina and I have worked on events together. Irina has been absolutely crucial on, how we first met. And I'll tell everybody a little bit about that because you're really missing the boat if you're not scouring those Facebook groups. Because Irina and I met her online within a group. And I think you came from a referral, but we had a great call. Her and I did a WhatsApp call. And I'm like, this girl is it. I know that she's just the real deal and she's what we need. So you've actually worked with about 3 or 4 different companies, you and I together, interchanging, intertwining. And events are a big one, right? Events are big, Irene. I think when you first came on, you were thrown into our Freedom Fest event, and that was super chaotic,
Yeah.
managing 3 or 4 different um, team members in different countries, going to Vegas at that time. We had 22 companies, and Irina was just like her first week, right? It was crazy, but it was so great because then you figured out what are the SOPs, and you need to know what those systems operating, those procedures, what does it look like on how we're going to pull this big event off. And Irina was amazing at it. So events could be big or small. All right. It could also be your online events for Facebook, but you got to have somebody that is really managing this, or things will fall through the crack and you'll have nobody at your event.
Yeah, that is true. And also, one thing that's very important is that's part of my role on like not the technical side of my role, but more like on the, if you call it soft skills, but it's not a skill because it's really just like another side of my job, is to
Mm-hmm.
be, like an accountability buddy for the CEO,
Yes.
because then as soon as it leaves his brain and we have agreed that we are going to work on that thing, that project, you better believe that I will get everything, I will extract everything that needs to be from your nose if I need to, but I will get everything to get it done, right? And I think that's important because you always need someone to push you sometimes, especially when you get overwhelmed, you don't know what should I, like you have 100 things floating around in your brain. What will I pick up first out of those? Which one? And then you have this somebody else who's telling you, I need this today, right? So
Right.
please work on it.
And also she's going to be the one that says, listen, I mean, she comes to me, Kylie, okay, we're dead in the water. We're dead in the water because I need you to make a decision on this one thing, just this one thing. Approve this, and then we're done. So now I am the bottleneck in my business. And you guys, guess what? That is usually the case. The boss, the CEO, somebody up ahead is always the bottleneck. You are the bottleneck because you're not thinking big enough. You're not thinking, I actually can use this help. And I don't know, maybe you're micromanagers. I am not a micromanager. That's not one of my bad things, right? So don't micromanage. You've got it. Hire somebody that you trust and trust they do the work. And Irina, I never have to second guess. I mean, like, she's going to tell me, Kylie, I still need this. And that is all I need to focus on that day.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm not a micromanager either, because I believe that you just need to hire the right people
Yep.
in your team and let them do their magic. You have to trust your team. And I think micromanagement is toxic either way in any context, honestly.
Amen.
It's not my type of leadership either. But I still do believe that however talented your people are, you still do need to have just hiring the best people will not fix your problem, because sometimes it makes things worse. If you do not have a proper process, documented one, on how you want things to be done and what do you want delivered, then it might not work. Just a quick example on that. I know that we are running out of time soon, but for example, if I will ask somebody to water my plants because I'm going for a holiday, right? And I have my own way of watering my plants. Like I would put the water next to the plant and vitamins next to the plant and the water, so that it's easy for me, because maybe I will drop the vitamins and just spray whatever is it that I'm doing, but I have my process. And in my mind, it makes sense and it's common sense for me, because I do that every time, all the time. That's the result, and that's working for my plant. Now I'm asking that other person, and if I don't give her, I will just say, please water the plant. So for me, it's common sense. They're next to each other. Just mix it up, do the thing. The instructions are written on the bottle. You don't need to second guess. But now I haven't said any of that. I just said water the plant and let them believe and that they can do a great work, which is a simple task. But then what they don't know, and they'll have a whole bunch of assumption in their mind. Oh, I better not mess with the vitamins. I don't know the frequency of how she uses it, the quantity, whatever. I'll just take the water from whatever pump thing and drop a few things, right? Just to make it wet, moist. But that's not how I do it. And then I will come back, my plant is dead or
Yeah.
barely surviving. And I would be wondering, like, hey, but I did, somebody was supposed to water what happened? And that's where you need to like always, and it's not because they're not capable of watering the plant. It's just that I wasn't clear enough in conveying the message of how I want things to get done. And I just didn't think twice. I just thought they were next to each other. Anybody who just reads whatever. I didn't say any of that. I didn't vocalize any of that. And so that's the mistake of a lot of CEOs, is that they drop a task and assume that it's going to get done, but it's not. Without vocalizing everything you want, it will not get done the way you want it. However, doing all of that is a full-time job. Like delegating, like documenting all of that is another full-time job that you need to be doing, unless you have somebody who already understands most of those steps and will just get things done the way you want it to be done.
I like that. I like that. Speaking of that, you know what? Irina and I worked on a lot of different things. But how would you like to be able to have somebody that you can actually count on to say, listen, okay, we know we need a copywriter. Copywriters are a dime a dozen, right? Not good ones, I didn't say, but you're going to have people, and you're going to, like, let's say now you're out there scouring, Facebook groups and whatever it might be. It is really actually just as easy to come up with, say, put it on Fiverr, or maybe you can find somebody in the Facebook groups that say that they're a great copywriter. Now, what Irina's job is to get the CVs, to get the resumes, to actually do an interview with 2 or 3 or 4 of them and report back to you what is her opinion about these copywriters. So now it's not you. You should not be in that mix of trying to find a copywriter right at the beginning. So then at the beginning or at the end, like, okay, great. Hey, Kiley, there's been 5 people that have signed up that I've done interviews with. I've got really 2 really good ones. Now what we do is we do a quick 15-minute back-to-back interview. So like, okay, great. And then here in a week's time or less than that, even if you really want to be able to do it, you found your copywriter. You turn them over to Irina because the processes have already been done. She knows exactly what our process is for the copywriting, what's expected, and what our systems are, you guys. So, and one other thing, she also knows the not just the systems, but the platforms we use, because we use a lot of tools and platforms. We have a CRM that is very specific that can do a lot of different things. And Irina knows all this because she knows our business in and out. And I don't have to worry about like, oh, I need to go on vacation and my plant's going to die. Nope, my plant is going to flourish, and I'm probably going to even have some blossoms when I come back.
Exactly. And even sometimes, I'm a tech nerd. I love
Yeah.
technology. I always, watch webinars of new features of the tools that I like using, or I'm part of all of those newsletters where they tell you about the new AI or the trend in this or this next software amazing one, or reviews, and I go check them out if to see if they are worth the hype. So yes, I often suggest even improvements because I regularly, I would say quarterly, audit our existing systems to see if there are areas of improvement that we can do, especially since I understand that we are having those recurring tasks and projects, and then I see, oh, listen, we've spent this many hours in this particular task. Maybe we can do better. What is it that's taking so much time for the team to get it done? If we can do anything about that, right? To like get the things efficiently done, done perfectly, done well, but always improving. I believe that there's always room for better. There's never this is a perfect system, let's not touch it anymore. I don't believe in that. I will always tell the CEO, hey, listen, let's try this for this next quarter because I saw this and I think it's amazing. I've tested it myself, but I want to test it with the team and with our existing process. Are you down? you know so yeah.
And my job is to say, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, we're going to be doing this again. We're going to go on a little bit deeper. We want to be able to maybe next time, hey, what kind of, what kind of platforms and what kind of tools are you using? Because if you're not using some really good, powerful CRM, if you're not using some AI tools, well, you are missing the boat. So we want to be able to be a good resource for you. Ariel, my executive assistant, he is going to wrap these show notes up. I'm going to actually make sure that you've got Irina's LinkedIn profile so that you can reach out to her. And I want her to be a good resource for you. So I'm going to say bye for now. And if you'd love to be a guest on my Entrepreneurs Hangout podcast, message me and let's get it scheduled. I'll send you an intake form. Irina,
Yes.
you're a doll. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kiley. It was a pleasure chatting with you as usual.
Okay. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.